Hey there, and happy Tuesday. I've got Weston with me today. We had a little technical difficulty starting the video, so started it for a couple seconds, realized it was probably going to be sideways. So we stopped that, deleted it, and here we are. So hopefully this is a much better production. And so I'm bringing you today card number 3 for Linda Sampson's stamp party. I think some of you will be really excited about it because I've gotten so many texts and so many people contacting me like, hey, what are you doing for graduation this year? What does Stampin' Up! Have that I can work with? So here is breaking news. It's a stamp set that's new in the annual catalog, and I think it's going to be great for graduation. And just doing a little bit of coloring makes things look like popped in 3D on that. And hey, Rosina, hey, Lisa, I know you are one that was like, hey, what are you doing for graduation? You weren't the only one. Hi there, Arlene. So it's great to not only demo a, remember you have to be quiet, yeah. Not only to demo Linda's card number 3, but also to know that I'm filling a need that most of you have kind of asked me about or questioned and such too. So I always think that's exciting. And then I kind of want to bring in some different color combination suggestions for you. I'm going to make the card exactly like it is. You guys know sometimes I play around and switch things up while I'm in the middle of the card. But today we're going to kind of just keep things straightforward because it's a pretty simple thing. I think that's the other thing that people are always looking for in graduation cards is what can I make multiples of really fast when it comes to graduation cards. I think I'm not the only one that gets like at least a minimum 20 invites every year. And so when it comes to graduation cards, you're not going to want to spend, 2 hours on every single card. You kind of want to, but yet for some of you, it's like, no, I want to spend 2 hours total and knock out 20 cards when it comes to graduation cards. So let me make sure that, I don't know if my Facebook is keeping up or not on my iPad. But I am just going to maybe just look for your comments on my phone as I go along, unless something here switches. But I'm going to turn my camera around, and my hostess is plugged in, Mary's plugged in, and I hate wasting your time. Hi there, Julie. So here we go. Get this down. Like I said, I think it's a pretty simple, quick layout, and that's always my goal too when it comes to these types of cards. So like I said, here we have graduation. And I love how this looks like a newspaper, and just with a little bit of coloring, it almost makes these little diplomas look like they have been stamped, cut out, popped up because of the blends on there, the coloring, and just kind of lightly shading that area and such too. That was kind of my hope. So I'm going to bring these to you. These are what I did on my last hostess, Brenda Stuckey's party just recently. This fun paper, I always like to kind of connect in your mind like, oh, where's this from? It's that same paper as those fun like ladybugs that I worked with. So that abstract beauty is where that's coming from. And so that's the background. And I love how that gold embossing's already on there. So that takes care of that on here. And then the stamp set, breaking news. If you go, you know what, I love sending anniversary cards. I need to make some wedding cards coming up for the summer, have graduations coming up, and just want something that is very neutral for birthdays. This, you can make great guy cards. Say, guys that aren't into sports, they're not into fishing, they're not into the outdoors. Well, then you just make them a happy birthday card with a birthday cake and just some really neutral colors. So I think this is going to be one of those go-to stamp sets that maybe doesn't catch your eye in the annual catalog, but it's going to be so useful. So from the annual catalog here that just came out, it's right away in the beginning, 21, and was one of the first things on my wish list. Why? Because it's early in the catalog. I honestly open up the catalog for the first time and just start page 1, and everything I want, I put on my wish list. And then I kind of look back and go, was that ridiculous, or should I get it when it's time to order? So this made it to my very first order, and excited to show you that. So that's from there. And then, let me put that down. The accessories are from the mini catalog, because with my hostesses this month, I've been trying to pull in things that are from the mini catalog too. And yet I really wanted to use the Breaking News stamp set. Well, joke was on me, because when I went to find accessories, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I didn't even intentionally plan to use these, but they pair perfectly. So from the mini catalog on page 69, a lot of you have been ordering the Your Biggest Fan bundle, and I'm going to use the Baker's Twine, the fan Baker's Twine, and then the resin stars. And these stars are perfect. Like when I look at what we have for graduations, I need to make a green themed graduation card, blue and gold, and red. So all those stars will be perfect. I just need to change up my color combination as I go along there too. Hi, Mary Jo. Hi, Lorna. So I'm going to set that aside. This card requires no cutting from a Big Shot. You know, if you like the layout and go, but I want to do, like, instead of that splashy background, I just want to take another, like, say like a lighter blue, or, you know, whatever ties in with your school colors. Instead of the splashy paper, just dry emboss with your cut and emboss machine background, and that would look great too. So for this, what I'm going to do is do my stamping on here first. And because this is a photopolymer set, which is wonderful because everything lines up so slick, I'm just going to take some basic white on my stamping mat here and take off the cover of my Tuxedo Black ink pad. Maybe too large to line up or something like that. You might want to use your Stamparatus. From what I've used, it stamped out really well for me, but I could see if I'm going to make a few of these, which I might switch over when I start my mass production. I might do more with my Stamparatus on that as well. So then next I'm going to fill in all of these little areas. It looks pretty blank, which is nice, because then we've got lots of areas to play with depending on if you're using it for anniversary, graduation, birthday, and such. So to fit in with my color scheme, I'm going to use my Night of Navy ink pad here, and I'm going to bring over my Breaking News and ink that up with Night of Navy. And like I said, with this being photopolymer, how easy is that to line up my Breaking News right there? And then I'm going to take the diplomas here and just line up 3 of those kind of over here in this section. 1, 2, 3, and just kind of space those out like that for diplomas. Then there's still a spot here, and I'm going to grab the congratulations and stamp that in my Night of Navy. And I have that ready to go in there. So that's all ready. I'm just going to set this aside for 1 second while I bring over my trimmer. And I'll show you with the, actually I might just trim this off to make it easier to cut so I don't have such a big piece. You hear my chair moving around. My grandson loves to watch me stamp, and so he's like watching over my shoulder. Oops. Okay, so the real reason I brought this over. Okay, so the Abstract Beauty, like I said, this comes 4 by 6, if you remember me talking about it. So with this, I'm just going to take and leave it the 4 inches, but cut it down to 5 1/4. And then I was like looking at some of these other backgrounds, like when I go to pull in my resin stars, the blue and gold, like this would be so cool if you had school colors that were blue and gold, to stamp this out exactly the way you know it is, but put it on the gold background, put some of these gold stars on there like so. And then just for just plain fun, you could do something like this that is with the gold embossing on there too. So this is something that's going to be fun to play around with, and this would be really fun just with the birthday cake too, because it looks like a party is already happening on that paper. All right, so I just wanted to kind of point that out because it's so versatile. So 5 1/4, I'm just going to trim off that. So now this is that 3/4 inch strip. I am going to use that later, so I'll set that aside there. And next, this is ready to go on the back side here. I don't know if any of you are like me and see this, and I think I've talked about this before, but it looks like the TV is ending at the end of the night. For those of you that are of age to be old enough to remember the lines that went across the TV when the TV would shut off for the night, that's what it reminds me of there. So I've got that, and then I'm going to take and cut this out. And it's a really easy thing to cut out. And some of you would be like, oh, I don't know if cutting things out is for me, but you can just scoot along these edges because it's got such a nice, bold image there that it makes it super easy to just trim around. And the only thing that you kind of have to stop for is at this corner if you want to kind of go in and out like so. And of course, if you love to color, you could go pretty wild with coloring in different sections of the newspaper, but I'm going to do that just really nice and easy too, to show you how simple that can be. Hey there, Carol. So for my coloring, I'm just grabbing 2 different colors of blends. This is my Night of Navy Dark, and then my Balmy Blue Light. So for my dark, there's my sample. I have to think what I did with my dark. Okay, so with my dark, I'm just going to take and color in the kind of ribbon that holds the diploma scrolled all tight like so. So I'm going to go over those 3. I'm going to color that. Probably the only thing that I'm coloring all the way in are these 3 ribbons, and that goes pretty fast across there. And this is where you can, once again, use those school colors to personalize whatever colors you might need there. Hi there, Connie. Now for my light balmy blue, usually I use bullet tips, but I'm going to use the brush tip. And for this, I'm just going to kind of go over the breaking news really quick and easy, and I'm not even filling it in to the corners or anything like that. I love just like that splash of color, and I'm going to do that same thing with the diploma too. I'm just going to kind of color that pretty close to that, but leaving it white actually makes it look kind of natural, and that's where I feel like leaving it white also makes it look like it has been, like I said, stamped, colored, popped up, because it gives it kind of a 3D look. And now right now this looks kind of empty. I thought about coloring over this or some of this, but I'm going to fill that in with those resin stars here in just a sec. So as I build this, next what I want to do is add some twine, and that's going to be that Fan Baker's twine. It has 3 different colors, and like I said, I'm excited because those are colors I need for graduation cards. And I'm just going to wrap this around my card a couple times, and this is the Night of Navy. Kind of double checked because there are accessories and different things that carry over in the mini catalog that are Misty Moonlight, even though Misty Moonlight, that color has retired. You know, we can't get cardstock or inks or anything, but because the mini catalog is still going, some of the accessories like that are still an option. I just want to make sure that that is the same. There we go for Linda, because I want her card to look really nice. So we've got that going on there. Hi there, Marilyn. And now that this is there, now I'll know kind of how much room I have to put this on. So then I'm just going to pop that on the back side and add some dimensionals. And I hope you guys are kind of seeing as I'm going, like, oh yeah, this would make an easy, quick layout for birthday cards and other types of things. Like you can easily personalize it with all the different sentiments that are in the stamp set and go from there. So for those of you just joining in, my 4-year-old grandson's here making that noise. That's not me. Okay, and I love these little splashes, so I kind of want to put this down just a little bit so a lot of that sticks out and you see that. And now for accessorizing that, that's where I want to pull out these resin stars embellishments from the mini catalog. And because Linda is from Jackson, and I know school colors there are blue, and Linda is a very avid card maker and sells her all of those different colors too, but I'm going to leave hers be pretty basic blue. And so I'm just going to put 2 of the stars of one size and then one of a different size smaller there. And I might on the next card just reverse that larger and smaller on there like so. But that just kind of fills in the white and adds a little festive touch there. And now for the inside, remember all that we had left from that 4x6 piece was this little strip here. So I'm just going to take and put my adhesive on that and put that across my 4x5¼ for the inside. Just going to run that across there like so. And then for stamping, let's see, I'm going to pull over my Stampin' Mat again. Love the sentiment. It says, "You are meant for great things." So I will ink that up in that Night of Navy and put that on here like so. So very easy to read and to kind of go along with that graduation theme, to follow that through. On the inside, I'm just going to put one more diploma on the inside like so. So we've got that to tie that all together. Hi there, Julie. And Julie, 2 Julies, great. And that is ready to go now on the inside of the card. So what I'm excited about is using that strip up. I don't have any scraps. I love using my paper up. I use lots of Designer Series paper, and it's always fun to find projects that use the whole piece up right from the get-go. So there is card number 3 for Linda Sampson. So hopefully those of you that have been looking for some graduation ideas, this will be helpful for that. And Linda's party will be open for a while too. So if you need to order that set, I'm sure that she will be excited for you to do that. Hey there, Kelly. So let me get my camera turned around here. A revelation. If I'm home more and not running around with the guys and planting and doing different things, I can get a lot more cards made. So today I've already made more cards than I have like in a long time. So look for those coming to you soon if you haven't received yours. And it's just been fun putting those together for you, knowing that you guys appreciate them so much when they finally do arrive in the mail. And with that, as I catch up, I always take my summer break from my set of 10 cards and stamp camps. I don't have any hostesses on my lineup coming up. So if that's something that you're interested in, new hostesses doing virtual parties mean more demos for you guys too. And I have ideas already, so I'd love to have that idea go with a hostess. But once I get caught up, don't be surprised if even without a hostess, if all of a sudden I show up just to do some demos for you guys and show you some fun things. So take care and have a great rest of your week. I'm actually going to do some birthday celebrations just for me. Last year I turned the big 5-0 and life was too crazy to do anything fun. And this year things have settled down to a comfortable place where I'm looking forward to kind of pretending that that big celebration is happening all over again. So that's kind of what I'll be doing too throughout the week. And I'll be